Okay, Brent from TradeGuild.blogspot.com, and we are looking at SLXA, big symmetrical triangle. We've been talking about this one since, I don't know, maybe July, August for sure. I started buying in on this because I think we're nearing the point of breakout, and we've had some interesting action here, and it's been kind of strange. But one of the things I've been talking about, and if you go back and read the posts from this week, you'll see a post on SLXA. Towards the end of the post, I talked about what I thought happened here, and basically what I said was I think what we saw was a shakeout right here. There is some institutional selling that was going on at this time. I don't know if that was institutional selling to affect the shakeout. I don't know if it was the week of September. It started September 8th and it went through all this week. So maybe there was a little jitteriness on last Friday about September 11th coming up. I really don't know. And I don't want to get too caught up in all these other things. I'm just kind of looking at the chart. And what I see here was as we enter this period of consolidation towards the apex, what we generally see is light volume. The volume gets less and less and less. There's less trading activity. Therefore, it makes it a lot easier to manipulate the price, and an institutional trader can come in and place a well-placed sell order at the right time in the right environment. And basically, we looked on another video this week and saw that there wasn't even any trades the first few minutes, and then the sell order started coming in and started knocking the price down. Anyway, it recovered nicely from that, and it has this kind of pattern right here that's called rising three methods. Basically, you have the big candle right here, and then you have three candles that should stay within the body or the trading range of this previous candle, and then it resolves to the upside. So this would make sense in the context of a shakeout, shake out the loose hands, trap shorts, extra fuel for the fire, for the breakout. So I don't know if that's the case. Like I said, I'm a little concerned about some of that institutional selling I saw. I think it amounted to about 2%. But I'm not going to get all up in arms about that. There's a huge institutional position that's built into SLXA over the course of this year while it consolidated. So let's move on to the next one, which is Rio. SLXA, by the way, is in my portfolio long. Rio is in my portfolio short, as well as flow. And there's that big head and shoulders top. And I was telling you, gold, steel, iron, silver, industrial metals and minerals, all these things look really bad. There's a ton of head and shoulders patterns. I'm going to show you some more tonight. But basically, I jumped in on this one. We're getting ready to break that neckline. It's just kind of hovering around the neckline, which actually should really be drawn, I think, about $20. But there's that big volume that we saw coming off that head. So anyway, not much to update here. If we take a look just real quick at the indicators, you can see money stream has just plunged down. And, I think it's just a matter of time before we see a break of that neckline. Do we get one more shoulder rally attempt? I don't know. But I think Rio ultimately, along with that whole sector, is in some big trouble. Let's take a look at JTX, and this is a short that originally I think came from Warden Telechart. And I know Defender jumped in on this one. It's a pretty good place to jump in. Again, this is kind of like the flow setup. It broke down on big volume, rallied up on light volume into resistance at that 50-day moving average, and it started to reverse here. So my stop really at this point, if you really wanted to play this out and give it some room, the top of the falling window up here would be your stop. At this point, there's better trading opportunities than to wait for your money to go that far, I think. So I would say that 50-day moving average is your stop. And let's take a look at accumulation distribution, and it looks pretty darn bad. A lot of BOP selling over here. TSV has made new lows for the year, and it is way down there below that zero line money stream over here, looking pretty sickly. So, TSV didn't even do anything with this rally. It didn't even make an attempt. So I think JTX is in trouble. And I saw some institutional selling on this one too, by the way. So. Nice short, and there's still time on that one. There's still room, I think, to jump in on there. COST, same deal. Costco, there's institutional selling on this one as well. And here's the setup over here. You can see it broke down on heavy volume, kind of a familiar theme. It's rallied back up. into that 50-day moving average up there, which is acting at this point as resistance. Like like I told you with flow, we have this 50-day moving average just kind of rolling over, and we are in a period of decline here. So there's more downside on COST if you can find a place that you like to jump in. Let me just flip my note page over, and URBN is our next candidate, and this is a long, and this has not been one of my favorite stocks in the recent past. It's been on the short list for a pretty darn good reason here. Look at, we went from 26 down to, I don't know, 14 or something. Anyway, it looks like it's turning around, Urban Outfitters, and we got some big volume over here that just kind of put a cap on, okay, this is it, we're done with this downtrend. And if we take a look at what was going on here, you can see MACD was making these shallower lows until we just went in the positive territory. So pretty good action there, is pretty predictable, I think, and that's why we stopped putting it on the short list. Big volume again here today. I think we're going to see some kind of consolidation down here to the 22-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, and if that happens, I think Urban Outfitters is probably a buy. I probably wouldn't chase it too much here, but you never know. I've seen these positions that have volume like this just just swell and break out huge without pulling back. So maybe what you want to do is just start piecing a position together and start buying in here and seeing where that goes for you. Let's take a look at something else here, and that would be AA, Alcoa. And again, this is aluminum, the play on the weak metals and commodities sector. Big head and shoulders top. I think you can see it there with the trend line. Let me zoom in, and this is a really nice short right now. It's broken down on big volume through the neckline. It's rallied up, put in a doji right there at resistance at the 22-day moving average, and that's a short right there, right now. Jump in, full steam ahead, and at this point, I would say my stop would go probably above 29. I mean, how much risk is it? It's $1 risk, and your potential reward is, we got 28 to 36, maybe 37 up there. So 8 points, 9 points maybe. So you're risking a dollar. So 8 or 9 to 1 ratio there is pretty darn favorable. Let's take a look at GFI, and this is a play on gold. And basically, there you go again, that big head and shoulders top, shoulder, head, shoulder, and this one has broken down, as you can see, on pretty darn good volume. And what I'm hoping to see is a little bit of a rally up into this area again, this 1850 area, and short it right in there. Here's an obvious stop level right here, that falling window gap. Even the neckline I think is a pretty obvious stop level. Maybe you want to give it a little more room. But GFI looks bad. Here's the indicators there. You can see money stream has just completely fallen apart. It's not even trying anymore. TSV has been underwater for a couple months now, and what else can you say? A lot of stocks in this sector looking just like that. Head and shoulders tops, lots of them. Next up is GILT, and this is communications. I really like this one. I think we're gonna have to come back on another video here, but just to give you an idea, this is what we're looking at. We're looking at a huge base of 4 years about. And right now, it looks like a rally on a chart. It's heading up. It's actually just testing the top of that base, and there's big volume there. And maybe it consolidates here into a triangle or something. I don't know, but I like what I'm seeing here, and I think it's worth a shot. Let's take a look at the indicators here. Look very, very, very good. Money stream's been in a tear here. So I'm going to come back with another video, but this one looks awesome.